Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're the Movie Couple. I'm Dustin.
I'm Wendy, and this is our non-spoiler review for Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Peter Parker is fighting crime full-time as Spider-Man in a world that doesn't remember him. And the pressure of seeing his old friends move on without him sparks a change in Peter that he may not have the power to control. But that transformation might be the only thing that can stop a shocking new threat to the city and those who he loves. Spider-Man, Brand New Day. We have been watching the trailers, been watching the marketing, just have gotten very excited with each piece of marketing that comes out. I think what's even more exciting for us is that they are including little bits and pieces of, other people from the MCU, such as the Punisher and Bruce Banner. So I thought that was really cool, and I was really excited to go in, not just to return to like the world of Spider-Man, to see Tom Holland as Spider-Man again, but to really explore the consequences of his choices from the last movie, where basically no one remembers who Peter Parker is.
Yeah, and I was also really concerned about how exactly they were going to handle this, because, they have all these cameos, they have all of this big, consequences from the last movie. The last movie was also really good and really fun to watch. So can they match the excitement that they had for the last movie? Can they, connect all the threads? Can they hand juggle all of these different cameos? And I think overall, they actually did a pretty good job of weaving this web, so to speak, on being able to get the storyline behind the effects of the last one, and to be able to make these cameos not really feel like just like, hey, we're going to add the Punisher and Bruce Banner in here. But I do think they did a little bit of bait and switch with some of the characters, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that either in a minute or in a different video if it feels too spoilery. I will say I enjoyed how much the movie highlights how much Peter is helping out New York City, crime fighting. He has an ally in the NYPD and to the DODC, the Department of Damage Control.
Yeah.
DODCS. So I like seeing that, and yes, he is loved and supported by the city, but at the same time, for a hero that is so celebrated, he feels really lonely. And I think that's where the heartbeat of the film is the reminder every day of, these are my friends, I made the choice that I made so that they wouldn't get hurt, but every day it hurts him more.
Yeah.
Watching them, go to college and have these lives, and they're not doing anything together.
Yeah, and seeing that effect on Peter Parker, I think they played it very well, and you can kind of see it also in the trailers, is the fact that, yes, this does play a big moment, this does, you can see the effect that it has on him, and you can kind of see how the effect would be affecting who he is as Spider-Man, not just mentally, but also physically.
Yeah.
So I think they did a really good job of building that up. I was going to go say something else, but we're going to keep this spoiler-free, which is going to be very difficult because there are actually a lot of things they did very well to keep all of this under wraps.
Yeah.
So I just really do like, especially how they were able to, I'm going to be using this pun a lot, weave in Bruce Banner into this, and to make it so it's not just him thrown in there for a specific reason, but I feel like it's very well utilized.
Yes. And I think in the conversations that we observed in the movie between Bruce and Peter, I think that throwing little breadcrumbs, that's going to lead to something else later.
Yes.
That again, we cannot talk about in this video. Maybe we should do a live stream after the movie comes out to actually discuss it. But if you've watched the movie, you're gonna pick up what we're putting down. So I like seeing that, and it's not like a cameo, like here's Bruce, Marvel Universe. It's very much serves the story within this movie. Same thing goes to the Punisher. These two have it's established in the conversation that they have. They've crossed paths. There's some really great banter between the two. I love the way that they wrote it. It's so funny. And a lot of the time it's just Frank going, oh my god, this guy is so annoying. And you know, Peter Parker's just like that, poke, 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 poke. So I like seeing that a lot. And again, it serves the story. It's not just like a pop-in, hello, I'm just here in this scene, and then I'm gonna leave. Like, I really like to see how involved these characters are with Peter, and it kind of helps evolve Peter, you know, kind of take him on his arc through this movie. And I will say, there are a couple of things, a couple of scenes in the movie that, like, for those who've seen the movie already and you're watching this, I remember started crying in this one scene because I got so emotional for Peter. And then I cried even harder because I was getting mad about what they did in that scene.
Yeah.
That I will go into details again in another video. So, yeah, I enjoyed all of it, and the chemistry between everybody was really well done. I thought the pacing was really good. This movie is like 2 hours and a half. I think I would have stayed in my seat for another 30 minutes, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
No,
well, for me, there were some parts of this movie that I was like, how long have we been watching this? And there were some moments where I'm like, okay, cool, they're starting to wrap things up. And then I'm like, wait, no, oh wow, they're going down this path. And it really did feel like, okay, so that was only the halfway mark. We're now still have a lot of the story, but then they get you back into what they were doing and this new kind of thing that gets revealed.
Yeah.
So, once again, being vague on purpose, because I want everyone to be able to have all of the cool moments, all of the fun excitement that they did, because they did a lot of great character growth with this. I had a lot of fun, like you said, with the banter between Frank Castle and between Peter Parker. And something else that I did notice is that Peter Parker spends a lot of time in the mask.
Yeah.
And I felt like there were some moments where I'm just like, Tom Holland is probably just spending the entire day with that mask on.
Either he's in the mask or he's in the recording booth doing the ADR, depending on if they have his like stunt double stepped in for him or not. We're not sure, but I like that though, because it's you know, he can't really, yes, no one knows who Peter Parker is, but he's still a secret identity person, a superhero. So I totally get it. I do want to talk about action and the way Dustin Daniel Cretton shot this. They utilized a lot of, I think we've called this out during trailer reactions, but they also did it a lot in Across the Spider-Verse, in like that, you know, those films, is the Spider-Man free-falling and the Spider-Man upside down stuff. I really like that. There's a lot of shots where you know, we're seeing the city upside down and it's Peter, but he's sitting on like one of those like high-rise bar, I don't know the
skyscraper bars,
that's like under construction. It's just visually really cool when they pull on the mask and they free fall, and I'm like, God, yes. And I really like that, how the camera really follows him as he's like swinging through the city, and you see kind of how high those webs go, which you usually don't see. You know, the web just goes off frame and you assume that they're attached to a building, but in a couple of shots you got to see them, and I was like, man, that's freaking cool. And like, it makes me want to go back and like watch. We saw it on Adobe. I kind of want to go back and see it. I'm assuming this is available in an IMAX. I kind of want to see that. The actions are cool. There's one action scene, Peter or Spider-Man literally goes, God, that's cool. And I in my head I said the same thing. I was like, God, that's cool. So just overall had a really good time with this movie. Like, emotional beats were there, stakes were high, action top tier. I loved it.
The action was good. I liked some of the cool things that they did in the some of the fight scenes, but I have to admit, there is one thing that it does fall into, and that's a lot of the Marvelisms when it comes to the special effects. There are some moments where I'm just like, oh yeah, that's CGI. There are some times that it really popped out for me. Especially, and there's some moments that I'm kind of like, did you really need to do a CGI thing right there? You couldn't have done that. How difficult would that have been done to actually just do that moment practically? You know, especially coming off of seeing a movie like The Odyssey, where you're just like, everything is practical.
Those are two very different things.
And, well, I know, but, you know, to have moments that you're like, okay, we didn't have to do CGI here. I feel like those are moments that you can still grasp in these kind of movies, but they just went full CGI. They're like, that's too difficult to do now. We'll just CGI it later.
Yeah.
There are some moments where it is a little glaring, but overall, some of the fight scenes were still fun.
Yeah.
Some of the moments where I think were still really cool, but there were some moments that, yeah, I was like, ooh, yeah, that's CGI.
Didn't really bother me because superhero movie, you're gonna get those scenes, and we've seen movies with far worse, and it just really didn't bother. I was in it. I was locked in. I wanted to talk about Zendaya and Jacob. Because they're also in the film, and we're trying we're being really vague because we don't want to spoil too much, so I'm just trying to remember what we've seen in the trailer. But like chemistry, friendship, it just feels so genuine when they have those scenes together, the two of them.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun to watch them, but it also makes you watch the two of them and you go, oh, but it's supposed to be a trio. You know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so
you feel the lack of Peter Parker in that trio.
Yeah, you definitely do. So I love seeing that. We'll talk a little bit lately about Sadie Sink, and we will only refer to her as Sadie.
Yes.
No other names. Just briefly, acting chops. I mean, you've seen her in Stranger Things. Girl can act.
Yeah.
She is intense and gives really powerful deliveries, emotional. Like, I really am happy to see her as a part of this film.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
And I think she did a great job. I think she's a great addition. And yeah, she does the moments that she has to do, she does well. And I'm going to, keep it at that.
And so with that said, I think let's go ahead and get into our rating for Spider-Man Brand New Day. The movie couple rating system is listed for you in the video description below. I think you already can tell how much I enjoyed the film from beginning to end. I enjoyed the pacing, the action, the writing, the emotional beats, and just how much we want to invest in these characters makes me care about them. I really liked it. I like that they didn't shoehorn in, Frank and Bruce just to be have them in there. It felt really natural. It makes sense and it serves the story. And I'm going to give this a catch it opening night.
For me, I enjoyed it very much. It's definitely in my top. It's in the top 2 for Spider-Man. I loved the action. I loved the story. I love the chemistry with the characters. There were some CGI moments that were a little glaring to me, and I do believe one of the cameos was built up a lot more in the trailers.
I know what you're talking about, and it's not even going to be who you guys think it is.
But but I feel like they were I was kind of like, oh, that's it? Okay, fine. I thought this was going to be a cooler movie.
But it worked. It's okay.
But it still kind of worked. Overall, I'm going to give it a check it out.
And there you have it. That is our thoughts. Non-spoiler. Hopefully it's non-spoiler enough for you guys. I really hope so. Our thoughts on Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let us know yours once you've seen it in the comment section below without spoilers. Guys, don't post spoilers. Don't be that person that ruins it for somebody else who's avoided spoilers. If you're going to talk spoilers, give a warning in big capital, in caps, all caps.
And then enter. So that means people will have to click a button to see the spoiler, so they have been warned.
Yes, and there you have it. That's it from us. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.